Gracious me!
What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another week of Team of the Week predictions. Week 25, kicking things off in Spain with Diego Lopez. He made a penalty save in what was a 3-1 win. Not my first choice for the substitute goalkeeper, though. He will come in the possibles, and I really hope EA look further on down the league, but that remains to be seen. I apologise if I mispronounce any of these players' names, by the way. Orgil up next with a hat-trick and a Man of the Match award and a 4-2 win. There are a lot of hat-tricks to mention this week, so that's why some players will make it other than the ones that you would like. But again, we'll get to those in the possibles. CLARKE-HARRIS up next, and this could easily be a 74 rated silver in form, but I've given him a 75 rated gold just for the benefit of the doubt. To be fair, his stats would suggest that it would go to a 75. He's got himself a hat-trick in what was a 4-0 win for Bristol. MADDISON up next. He managed to get himself 2 goals and 2 assists in a 4-2 win. I haven't seen that in an awful long time, so there's a very strong chance we'll get 2 Football League informs this week. Over to the Saudi Pro League we go now, and Leandre Tawamba up with another hat-trick, and they just come thick and fast in this week's Team of the Week predictions. His side went on to win 4-1. Roberto Ovalar up next, maybe not the most desirable player in the world. In fact, I can't imagine anyone outside of supporters of this guy's club, or indeed nation, would be even remotely interested in this. But difficult to deny him when he's got himself a hat-trick. And of course, his team went on to win 4-0. I'm not sure how many Olympiacos informs we've had, if any. But we could have one this week with Ahmed Hassan with, yeah, you've guessed it, a hat-trick in a 5-1 win. Yet another hat-trick up next with Robin van Persie. I could have swore he had a card before this, but apparently he doesn't. So he'd go from a 78 to an 82, and I believe he would be a centre-forward. I'm getting fed up of mentioning this guy's name now and not seeing him in Team of the Week. I'm not a Rangers fan. I don't have any interest in Scottish football whatsoever, but this guy deserves an inform. He has been one of the most consistent players in Team of the Week without getting himself an inform. I can't say his name properly. Let's go for Tavernier. He's got himself 1 goal and 1 assist and a clean sheet in a 4-0 win, but I bet anything we won't see him. One of the cards I'm actually looking forward to picking up for some reason, I don't know why, is going to be Darwin Quintero from the MLS. The MLS and the Chinese Super League both back this week. Quintero got 1 goal and 2 assists and was crowned man of the match in a 3-2 win. As well as Quintero, I am very much looking to pick up the Benjamin Verbic in form. 82 rated, very difficult to fit into a team, I'm sure, but with 2 goals and 1 assist in a 5-0 win, it'll be difficult to deny him. But again, he looks like he's going to have some really overpowered stats in some key areas. Alvaro Morata up next with 2 goals in what turned out to be a 2-0 win. Normally, I would have gone for another player from this league. However, because he's got a 1-to-watch card, I feel that may take precedent. Into the starting lineup we go, and Donnarumma, a player that didn't get a Future Stars card, and I'm guessing EA knew something we didn't. Because obviously he's the starter for Milan. He's made 6 saves and was crowned man of the match in their 1-0 win over the weekend. I am going off mid-week games as opposed to the weekend games for right now with Trent Alexander-Arnold. He got himself a hat-trick of assists in a 5-0 win over Watford. There were a couple of other players there, like Van Dijk, for instance. We'll talk about them when we get to the possibles. But I would find it difficult to believe that they wouldn't give Trent Alexander-Arnold an inform for a hat-trick of assists from right back. Back in FIFA 17, Cerner had himself a Team of the Season card, I believe. This guy is one of the most well-rounded players in the game, and if he was to get this inform, he'd be well on his way to becoming that once more. With 1 assist and a man of the match in a 2-1 win, it might not be enough, but I've got a funny feeling about this one. And again, we're going off midweek performances here for Fabian Schär with 1 goal and a clean sheet and a man of the match award and a 2-0 win. This would, of course, be a second inform, and he's sort of creeping up there to the usable informs. Emre Can up next, and to be honest, up until around the 60th minute or so, I was actually going to take Pjanic, but Pjanic got himself sent off. I say 60th minute, 46th minute. He got himself sent off for a second yellow card, so Emre Can with 1 goal in a 2-1 win against Napoli should be enough. Benfica Porto this weekend, of course, and Benfica came out winners, 2-1 in the end. Rafa with probably the most significant action of that game, with a goal and a man of the match award and a 2-1 win. I believe he got a goal midweek as well for Benfica, so that should be enough to secure his place. Again, I'm going off midweek performances here, but Gylfi Sigurdsson, of course, popped up with 2 goals for Everton before the Merseyside derby in a 3-0 win, so that again should be enough to secure his place. If they look that far back, there's so many games to choose from this week, it's going to be difficult to predict, really. Staying in the Premier League very briefly here for Mesut Ozil with 1 goal and 1 assist and a man of the match award and a 5-1 win. Once again, we are going off midweek performances, not necessarily the weekend. So whether EA decide to look back at that, I don't know. But if they do, he should be in there. Ivan Rakitic is currently in packs as an 88 rated UCL card. I don't know whether his inform would be 88 or indeed 89. But of course, he scored the one and only goal in the Barcelona-Real Madrid game, El Clasico, of course, and he was also crowned man of the match, so that all but guarantees his place in this week's Team of the Week. Robert Lewandowski is also in packs this week with his highest rated inform so far, but he could be set to add to that with 2 goals and a man of the match award in a 5-1 win for Bayern. It was an emphatic victory as well. I think they scored twice in like the first 15 minutes. But this could be a nice 92 rated card. I don't see an awful lot of people using Lewandowski either, and I believe him to be a very good card. Romelu Lukaku up next with 2 goals and 1 very late goal included in that, and a man of the match award and a 3-2 win over Southampton. You would expect Manchester United to beat Southampton, but to be fair to them, and no disrespect to Southampton of course, they put up a very good fight and almost took a scalp there. So Lukaku has done well to get himself those 2 goals and to secure Manchester United the 3 points. If I've not mentioned a player you've been thinking of, then stick around. He's probably in the possibles. There's a whole host of players to mention here. It's just so difficult to choose who goes in and who doesn't because of the sheer number of hat-tricks and 2 goals, 1 assist kind of things we have, and midweek games to choose from as well. But without any further ado, let's get into it with Joe Day of Newport County. He made 5 saves, kept a clean sheet, and made a penalty save in a 2-0 win for Newport. And like I said right at the very beginning of the episode, I would choose this guy over Diego Lopez, but I think EA will probably be looking at rating more than anything else, so that's why I think he may miss out, despite probably putting in a better performance than Diego Lopez. Bamford of Leeds United up next. Leeds United are cruising at the top of the Championship right now. They had a slip, didn't they, at one point? They sort of went off the boil, but now they're back with 2 goals and a man of the match performance in a whopping 4-0 win. Emphatic to say the least, but if it was a hat-trick then maybe, but the sheer number of hat-tricks flying around, I think he may just miss out. Benito Raman up next with 1 goal and 1 assist in a 4-0 win. Diego Valdes up next with 2 goals in a 4-0 win. Supposed Manchester United transfer target Bergwijn up next. He managed to get himself 2 goals and a man of the match award in a 2-0 win. Declan Rice of West Ham putting in a very good shift this season, but in particular against Newcastle United, of course, with 1 goal and a man of the match award, and that game finished 2-0. The Chinese League is back, but I can't quite find anyone who I think would beat any of these hat-trick players, apart from maybe Alex Teixeira. This guy's got 2 goals and a man of the match award in a 3-2 win. Would be a position change to a right wing, but I'd still be very interested. This is the player that I had to bump out for Alvaro Morata. I didn't really want to do it, but I just thought because Morata has a one-to-watch card, it would be difficult for Stuani to get in there. But he already has 2 informs, 85 being the most recent, 86 would be next. He got 2 goals in what I believe was a 2-0 win. He was also crowned man of the match, but I think he may just miss out due to that one-to-watch. With a one-to-watch card and a rare goal for Jorginho, you'd be expecting something along the lines of this, but I don't know. Again, I just can't find room for him. Would you really leave out someone like Rakitic, who scored in El Clasico? Could you leave out Rafa, who scored against Porto? Gylfi Sigurdsson with 2 goals. It's very difficult to find room. If they don't go for midweek games and they stick with just the weekend, then yes, sure, one-to-watch Jorginho is definitely in contention, but I just can't see it happening. And again, Virgil van Dijk, this is from midweek, of course, with 2 goals I think he was even crowned man of the match against Watford. But Trent Alexander-Arnold has got himself a hat-trick of assists, so that's why I went with him. And of course, the sheer number of cards Van Dijk has is just crazy. But also, Mbappe, another one of those players that could easily get it, but he's got so many cards, and is 2 goals in a 2-1 win against no disrespect, but just a non-significant opponent. It's not like it was against the second best team in the league or anything. He got crowned man of the match in that game as well. So stranger things have happened. Sure, it could happen, but I think he may just miss out. And that brings us to the end of yet another Team of the Week predictions. I know I've missed out a lot of players here, and I've done it purposefully because they don't necessarily look at the Dutch league, for instance. There's been players in that league scoring 2 or 3 goals with assists and still not getting anywhere near Team of the Week because EA don't think they'll sell packs. I think that's wrong personally. I think there should be 2 Team of the Weeks or something along those lines. But that's a discussion for another video. If you have enjoyed this episode, do me a favour and smack the like button. Let me know in the comments if I've left anybody out and you honestly think EA will choose them. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course. Until the next time, goodbye.